Happy Monday, class. This is Dr. Mark DeShark Smith, and we're going to discuss money and time today. Heading into week 5, the semester is going very quickly. Just wanted to have this recording ready for you guys to go, and I'll be available from our slotted time frame if you need anything in the duration. And hope that you are all getting prepared and ready to go for your Thanksgiving and holiday, and hope you have a good time. Anyway, money and time. Let's get a discussion on how we're going to discuss that. So what would you rather? Everybody would rather have $1 in his pocket, his or her pocket today, than receive $1 for the future. Finances type of this day. Why so and how much? So we're going to discuss how much time value, net present value, and a few different associations of that. Like, would you rather have $1 today or $10 tomorrow type situation, as far as how the investment means, as far as net present value of money currently right now, or if it over time, if it allocates to more as far as the investment is considered. Now, the three main reasons you have to kind of consider cash on hand as opposed to longevity and things that you'll get later down the line is, one is inflation. Inflation does reduce purchasing power value. And as we've seen, depending on the market and supply and demand, inflation can happen in microcosms, as you've seen with like toilet paper, paper towels, paper products, real estate, things of that nature, or it can happen in a macro, meaning the entire economy goes through a pretty rough inflationary period, like in '08 or in the Great Depression. And that can significantly make the money that you have on hand, or the cash that you have in hand, less working capital. So that always equates to one of the big reasons to it. With a 5% per year inflation, $1 received today, received a year from today, will actually only buy 95 cents worth of goods as opposed to $1 worth of goods, if that makes sense. Money in hand today can mean more than down the line. So you have to kind of ask yourself if it's worth it to get it now, or if you want to wait for a duration to go through it. Another one is risk. There's always a chance that the promise of the dollar in the future will not be met. The business could go out on a business, the money could run out, the grants could not be there. There's a bunch of different stipulations that go through there. Is your brother-in-law who is promising to repay your personal loan type situation? There's a bunch of things to go into. Then, of course, there's opportunity cost. If you loan your dollar to someone else, you have lost the opportunity to use it yourself for the opportunity that has a value of today. And so you have to keep that in mind as you're going through the process as well. Those are the three main reasons that net present value and time value money matter. Now, present value and future value, the values for your asset and present value of the asset, while the future value of the asset is how much it's worth at the specific time in the future, assuming a certain rate of return. That's if your asset does not depreciate. And they have to go from there. So the difference between the two is determined by a rate return on the numbers of periods. So I know it's a lot of words, but typically in a nutshell what this is saying is that your current purchase of an asset, your present value of it, hopefully will go up over time, and then that's going to give you the net value of the asset over time. And as long as it's not depreciating or something that you have to constantly be utilizing for depreciation methods. But hopefully what you invest in today will recoup and give you more flourishing later on, and that's the whole goal of that. Now, interest rate discount rates, these all go based off of borrowing. And so interest rates per year, typically you go 4% compound annually. You'll see how it raises up dollar amount wise. Discounting at 4% compound annually goes down the same way. And so interest rate, discount rate. Interest rates, it goes up. Discount rate means it goes down compoundly. So they both compound, but they go one way goes up, one goes down. The only reason you need to know that is because if you're doing something at a discount, or if you're doing something with an interest rate, typically loans or anything that you are pretty much like buying a credit is going to have an interest rate attached to it. The discounting rate typically is something that you're reoccurring over time, and then hopefully you'll get a discount percentages as you continually are a customer of that specific service. Think of like car insurance and stuff of that nature, that over time though you might get a discounted rate percentage because you've been a loyal customer, had lack of need for that portion of it. Those are the kind of ways that you'll get a discount rate. And a lot of business-to-business transactions will give loyalty programs where they'll give you a discounted percentage rate as based on how much you buy, or continuous loyalty and stuff of that nature that you go off of there. Now, an example is like, congratulations, you want a cash prize. You have two payment options: $10,000 now, or receive $10,000 in 3 years. Which option would you choose? I mean, what do you think? Of course, option A, your future value will be $10,000 plus the interest acquired over the 3 years. So the future value is $10,000 times typically 4%. Times another 4%, times another 4%. So it comes out to be $11,411.66. That's option A. Now, option B, only 10,000, but not really. The future value is less. So the present value of the future payment of 10,000 is worth 8,762 today of interest rates are 4.5% year. So choosing B is like taking $8,000 now and then investing it for 3 years, if that makes sense. So you just want to kind of reiterate, option A is receive it now versus receiving it 3 years from now. So if receive it now, technically 3 years from now, if you just left it alone and did nothing, it would equate to $11,401. But if you just got it 3 years later, based on just general inflation rates and cost of living, if it stays consistent, you'll be getting what is worth $8,762.97. So in that case, option A would be the better choice, of course. Now, if it was a significantly larger dollar amount for option B, then it might be something that you would have to equate to and do. So you have to choose between $15,000 today or $18,000 in 4 years. That's a different. You'll have to figure out which one is going to be better for you than that one. So net present value goes off of net present value is a proposed project of the sum of all projects. Project cash flow is time discounted by appropriate rate, present value, and the MPV is a project positive or the project increased value of the business and the amount. Okay, a lot of words. The simplistic thing to say is that net present value is me doing something right at this moment, whether it's a project, investing cash flow, or doing whatever is necessary, is going to be worth or increase the business worth later on. Meaning, is my net present value or now going to go up based on whatever it is that I'm going to be putting into place. And these videos will kind of go through that portion. Now, the formula is jargon, but it pretty much goes into the amount of investing spent at the beginning, which is what the one port of the negative C is going to be. The D is the percentage rate used to discount the annual cash flows. And then you're going to have the sum, which means to take the algebraic expression, right sign, that's the equation, and see if it's a net cash flow minus any outflows for the year. So you're going to take your cash, you're going to take the amount of investment that you have to put in, and then you're going to do the sum of that equation and add them sum up. And then you're going to have the percentage rate used to discount, and then you're going to equate those to get NPV at the end. And that's pretty much net present value and time value money. Time value money is the same type of concept of $10,000 now over $10,000 next 3 years. And so you have to keep in mind the dollar today does not equal the same amount tomorrow. And that's the kind of equation and thought process you have to have when you're given a very large lump sum investment opportunity, or when you're given the opportunity of receiving or giving or having to buy something specific. And you have to make a depiction if that's going to be worth it right now or later on down the line. And so that's Monday's lecture specifically, very quick and to the point. If you guys need anything further, please feel free to reach out to me for any questions, concerns. But you guys have been doing good so far with your hypothetical companies. Keep it up and let me know if you need anything else. Otherwise, you guys have a happy Monday, and I'll have a video presentation ready for you on Wednesday. But I don't expect you guys to show up live for anything. So have a great day.